It's time to reveal our teams and transfer plans for Game Week 7. But first, let's have a quick look at how we got on in Game Week 6. Wow.
Let's have a look at this squad, mate, of yours.
Shocking game week. I mean, pain, right?
I think the average is low this game week, isn't it? It's one of those where everybody kind of just has to get on with the week and enjoy their actual life.
I think we should call this
FPL.
FPL therapy right here.
Yes.
Okay, so it is worth saying that we are recording this before the Tottenham game.
Yes,
so obviously that affects our scores.
Of course, yeah.
But currently I'm on 28 points. I mean, look, it's not... You're laughing already. Cheeky git. Yeah, it's not great. Can't stand this for them. No, it's not great, but I've seen there's worse scores out there. It sounds awful. So it's like, I think it's what most people have probably got this week. 100%. Just have a look at some of the players. I mean, it killed me, but Southampton kept a clean sheet. I mean, I'll take that. I mean, I have Walker Peters on the bench, but McCarthy with a clean sheet. I'm quite happy. You know, the double Southampton defence is looking all right now.
It's one of those fixtures where whoever was a McCarthy owner just had to put him in for the set and forget reason. Nobody really expected a clean sheet against Everton, but a really good result. And promising going forward for Southampton. Really promising.
Yeah, I feel a lot better owning their defensive assets. So the rest of the defence, Trent again.
Yeah, he's a problem right now.
He is a problem. I do think Liverpool were very unlucky. I mean, was that really a penalty? Borderline. But
they had chances.
They did have chances.
They had chances.
And I think with Van Dijk out for the whole season, there is definitely an argument to get rid of Trent. Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad one whatsoever.
No.
Obviously, the rest, Mitchell lost a clean sheet in the last minute.
Yeah, I felt sorry for you. I was thinking about you when that happened. Obviously, I had a chuckle after, but
I can't believe this. Lascelles, Salah captain. Yeah. Oh, man.
Again, Salah captain. It's one of those scenarios right now where a lot of people are kicking themselves over the Salah captaincy. But whenever you pick a captain, you just write down the points of the reason why you've picked them. And then afterwards, on reflection, you know the reason you've done it is, there's a reason why you picked him. It was a good choice. One of those game weeks.
I think you're right. It was a good choice. Sorry. And on another day, he gets a brace. He hit the post. Yeah. He took that goal, which was offside, so well. And I had Trent, and I was like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was fantastic. So it's just one of them.
Decision making was fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Fernandes United didn't do much. Foden kept Foden.
Yes.
So I was happy about that. I thought he looked fantastic when he came off for City.
He changed the game when he came on,
He did, and I think at 6.5 million, he is the City asset to own at the minute.
He's really good value. I think when you own him, you've probably had a few weeks where you've been a bit frustrated with him, but you own him at that price point with the expectation of him getting rotated. But in a Man City, so to score goals, this season a little bit less, but still we expect them to score goals. Great option.
Yeah, and obviously my transfer last week, so I basically brought in Kane for Ings, sold Ings. Okay, I think in hindsight, I have made a mistake here and panicked as to, I just need to get Kane. And I did talk last week in the last video about maybe taking out Trent, bringing the value down, and then getting Kane for Brewster instead and keeping Ings. Because I think Ings is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I would quite like Ings going forward. So I'll talk about him a bit later on. But yeah, it's 28 points overall. It's not great. It's just one of those game weeks. So I think we just got to take it.
It's a tough game week.
My advice to everyone is just don't panic.
No.
Just be calm. It's one of those weeks. These players, they're good players. They'll do well. We move on.
Yeah.
Right. Painfully, is it time to have a talk about your team?
Let's have a look, mate. Yeah, let's have a look.
I don't know why I signed up to do these videos.
Okay, so as we mentioned, obviously, this is prior to the Tottenham game, so still have Son to play, so I'm hoping for at least a little bit of a return there. But currently sat on 40 points, and similar to Conor, McCarthy in goal with 6 points clean sheet. But what I did preempt was the double Southampton clean sheet. No, of course not. I had no idea that was going to happen. That was just a case of squad picking. Walker Peters coming in with another clean sheet was just one of those weeks where you get lucky. Happy days, really. But Alien at Leeds looking a really good outfit. I think a lot of people were saying they're going to be one of those sides that just kind of post 4-3 matches every week, but they showed that side to them against a Villa team who have been decent over the week. So really, really glad to have a Leeds defender. But similar to yourself, mate, Trent in my side. Right now, it's screaming the cash cow. For those who do own him, I really do think it is a consideration right now where you've really got to question whether he is bringing the output into your side, because he has some serious value that you could put into the forward line. So that's something I'll talk about later, definitely. But looking at the midfield, similar to yourself, Salah captain, absolutely no worries about that choice. I made it on the basis of great home form against teams outside of the top 6. Sheffield United not looking themselves.
No.
I'm happy that pick is a blank, but I'm happy with the justification for sure. Don't ask me how I turned out of a midfield of Souček and Basuma this game week.
That's budget.
I was asking for this, really. I made a bet on my mate that Souček was going to score a header against Man City, and that's just where you're counting all your chickens. So, yeah, terrible, really. But Sterling, again, an asset I had brought in previous game week. I was expecting a bit more from him. Interesting to see going forward with the injuries to Aguero, Jesus, where he goes down the middle. Don't know if I like him down there.
No. Are you worried about owning Sterling?
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm worried. I'm worried about Man City as a whole right now. I was looking at their stats. They are not posting the kind of XG that you expect with them. They're always highest XG by far. Big chances created. There's just something missing right now with them. Obviously, a few injuries to Bruyne, Aguero, but I think Sterling's a hold for now. But I'm worried about Man City as a whole in an attacking sense. So, yeah. And, of course, the postman up front delivering again. Jimenez, just steady Eddie. Goal. Really underwhelming. So underwhelming, but we'll take the goal. And Werner kept hold of him after the brace previously, but he again,
you couldn't get rid, could you?
Couldn't get rid against a Man United side who okay defensively, but we expected Werner to get behind them. But Werner, that's the Chelsea bias right there.
Yeah, I think. Are you going to look to get rid? Do you think?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, mate.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Right. Let's. Should we have a look at how we're setting up for the next game week?
Game week 7. Yes.
Okay, so let's just have a look. So let's see how I'm setting up.
Oh, guys, just to say, sorry. Last week I did roll my transfer, so I'm going into this with 2 free transfers. Just a little tip there.
He's sly, isn't he? He's so sly.
I will try and stick to what I do this week, guys. Yeah.
Okay, so looking forward. Do you know my gut feeling with this game week is actually just, like I said, don't panic. And I'm like, I think because there's so much uncertainty, I look at this and I think I'm almost tempted to roll the free transfer and have 2 for the following week.
Yes.
If I talk about my transfer thoughts, what would I like to do? Well, there's a couple of moves I've got in mind going forward. One move over the next 2 weeks is to do Trent down to maybe like a Chelsea defender or even like a West Ham defender. Is it like Sufel? I think he looked really good.
Kufal,
yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of assists looked really good. And then maybe bring in Ings for Brewster.
Bring him back again.
Bring him back. I just think he's so consistent, Southampton attacking. I think the money, the value is in the forward line this year. And I just don't see Trent doing what he did last year. The other option, which we actually spoke about him on the main show, and we tipped him on that. I think Antonio is definitely one to keep an eye on over the next few weeks. I think West Ham's fixtures really turn, and to be honest, even against the big teams, he's been doing no, he didn't. He's been doing really well. That goal he scored on the weekend was fantastic.
Brilliant, yeah.
So I think I might look at doing Brewster to Antonio and maybe finding a bit of money elsewhere. But I have to say, guys, for this week, I think I'm going to just hold the transfer. Captain currently on Kane, but it's a bit of a toss-up between him and Salah.
Yeah.
What do you think about my team
Yeah,
this week?
I do. I agree. I think you have a good option right now to roll that transfer. As we mentioned, when you do have the opportunity to roll a free transfer, do take it, guys, because especially with everything going on, uncertainty, you just have that greater flexibility in your side. I agree. I wouldn't jump to any moves right now. Fernandez is one of those guys who it's turned into slowly, not differential, but less picks. So he could be one going forward. And I fancy him against Arsenal. Arsenal aren't solid defensively. So
I think Fernandez going forward, I think a lot of people are going to want him. And I feel like having him now is an advantage.
Yeah. No, I like the side, mate. I do think it was a good option. And the double Spurs, that's just tasty, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so should we have a look at your setup?
Let's have a look, guys. Obviously, I mentioned going into this with 2 free transfers. So I had a few issues in this side, and I was very tempted to do a lot of transfers last week, but I went complete opposite. So let's look at the problem points in my team right now. So that is Reece James. The game time risk right now is just a real worry. But obviously Chelsea made the back 5 last game week. I think that was just a tactical thing against a counter-attacking Man United side, stop them breaking. Although he's got such high FPL ceiling, and I really hate to say it, I feel like I need to sell him because he is just taking a spot on my team where he could come on 3 minutes.
Yeah. I think he's been benched too many times for it to be a problem. And Chelsea look good defensively, don't get me wrong, but you don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so James is a bit of a problem in the side. Trent, as we mentioned, he isn't necessarily a problem because I still rate him as an asset, but He's not delivering for a 7.5, 7.4, maybe gone down now, asset, and he offers so much potential to invest that money elsewhere. Now, when I talk about elsewhere, I'm looking at that front two. So, as we mentioned, Jimenez is delivering, and he's got a good home fixture against Crystal Palace, where I feel like I've held him this long. I feel it's wrong to take him out in this game, and it just feels almost... I feel like I need to hold him. And also, Bakar recommending to hold on for one more game week in our main show and start of the week. So we've got to listen to the big man, haven't we?
You can't go against the big man.
I know. So Jimenez is probably going to be a likely hold. So my eyes are looking at Werner. And Kane is screaming out to me right now. And I do have the money if I want to go Werner up to Kane and then go down from James, possibly into a West Ham defender I really like the look of. And then possibly even go Trent down to the likes of Chilwell. That would obviously mean a double Chelsea defence, but I do think Chilwell going forward is an excellent option. I think Kane's a great option. I'd be very tempted by him this game with them 2 free transfers.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it off air, and you were saying, have I missed the boat on Kane? I don't think you have. And, and people are saying, well, he's got some difficult fixtures coming. Well, firstly, he's got some really, really good fixtures for the next 2 or 3 where he could get massive hauls. And secondly, the teams he's playing later on, they're not that great defensively. They are the big teams, but all teams are conceding at the moment. So I still think he can do well. And he does have a good record against the big sides.
Yep.
So I think Werner to Kane is a good move.
Werner to Kane, and then possibly Trent down to Chilwell, or even, if I can squeeze it, James up to Chilwell. I really do like the Chelsea going forward. So, they're my possible moves to the 2 free transfers going forward.
Very nice, man. As for you're 166k in the world.
Yeah, doing okay right now. Yeah. So hopefully it continues. Hopefully a Son... few points there helps out,
I'll be up there at the end of the season, don't worry.
We'll clip that.
Oh god.
Right, so should we look at captains a minute?
Yes. So I said I'm going to go for Kane. I think who probably a bit of a coin toss, but who are you going to go for?
Yeah, so I think if I do bring in Kane, it's going to be really hard to ignore him. Home to Brighton, it's an excellent fixture, but also we spoke about it again on our main show. Salah as captain at home to a West Ham side. I know West Ham are posting very good stats, but I just really like Salah. And we mentioned another day Salah would have got a goal in the last game week. But very hard to ignore Kane. And if I do bring him in, he will likely be my captain. We'll see about that. But I think Kane will probably take that captaincy.
Very nice, mate. Okay, guys, so let us know what you think of our teams in the comments. Who should we be bringing in? Should I be holding the free transfer? Should Callum finally get rid of Werner? Let us know. And also, let us know what you're doing with your teams. Yeah. And obviously, guys, if you did enjoy this, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of these future videos coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.